Hi, I'm Janice Jan.
So Janice, how have you been rescued by Jesus?
I grew up in a Christian family, and my parents are very involved in church. We were one of those families. My dad was a deacon. My dad was like a worship leader. We attended Christian summer family camp, so we were very involved in our faith and encouraged by our parents um, to love the Lord.
So how have you been reshaped into this family?
I started attending what was Grace Church maybe 5 or so years ago, and I think what struck me the most about the church itself. I came from a church that was mostly college-age students or young adults, and it wasn't very ethnically diverse, and so I was kind of looking for a church that that kind of represented a little bit more of how God sees his church, a little more diverse in both age and ethnicity. And so that brought me to what was then Grace Church. What struck me the most when I started coming to Grace Church was how loving everybody was, how genuinely Christ-centered people's love was. And I think even despite all the changes that have occurred through our church as we've now become Reservoir Church, that love has still remained a constant and like a central piece of who our church is.
How are you working for the renewal of others in all things?
So in my work, I am a board-certified behavior analyst, and I work in the field of autism research. And our research involves training special education teachers to work with their children with disabilities more effectively, specifically kids with autism. I don't do all the science piece of the research side. Contrary to popular belief, I actually know nothing about the science piece of what research entails, but my involvement is actually in training the teachers themselves. So I go into schools, and most of my job involves actually watching teachers teach their lessons with their students and giving them feedback on how to improve. And that allows me to, the way I see it, it allows me to show people how to love kids with disabilities a little bit more fully. Of course, the root of my love is found in how God sees his children with disabilities, that they're fearfully and wonderfully made and worthy of love and the gospel. And so I'm through my work and through teaching people how to look at children with behavior issues and kids who look like they can't really learn very effectively in the public schools environment. I am able to kind of encourage teachers to see kids with disabilities in a different light, to encourage them to foster more learning and independence in their kids with disabilities, and in that way sharing with them a little bit about how God sees his children.
How would you like to spur on the family of Reservoir Church to join you in this work?
I am excited to begin being the new deacon of special needs ministry, and one of the things I would really love to see at our church is having the teachers in the Sunday school program intentionally include kids with disabilities in their Sunday school lessons. So whether that means me coming alongside them and training them how to effectively adapt the curriculum or provide different activities to honor kids' strengths, I would love to see that happen. I also would really love to see our church mobilized in our community to be a piece of our community where people know that this is a church that loves people with disabilities. And so I have a story, we have a story, we are Reservoir Church.
You liked the previous pastor more than the current one, didn't you?
No.